Hi there, I'm Fia and I'm going to help you prep for player housing by showing you some of the best add-ons you can use as a collector. We know player housing is coming in patch 11.2.7 and we know that players who have been around for a long while will log in to find they've earned some extra shinies by way of having that old content under their belts. That should mean that all of us can earn those bits just by playing what's available to us now, growing our collections and giving us fewer things to hunt after that patch hits. My opinion is that a lot of these pieces will be retroactively rewarded by way of achievements or quests, as those seem to be the easiest way to track old stuff without making us go back and complete them again. But some of the add-ons we're going to talk about will target more than just those. First up is the big one, All the Things. Otherwise known as ATT, this add-on is a giant database of everything in WoW. With the right settings, even you're in there. I'll need an entire standalone video to go over everything ATT can do and how, but for this overview, it's your one-stop shop to see what you're missing from your collection and how to get it. It's overwhelming when you first install it, but it's incredibly customizable. You can filter out any type of collectible you're not interested in. If you're just keen on achievements and quests, for example, you can type /ATT to open the main window, right-click the header bar, click the little down arrow next to the text under the big All the Things, select None of the Things, then check only the boxes next to achievements and quests under the General Things header. If you have a bunch of alts and you want to collect across all of them, check the Account Mode box. But if you only play one faction, Horde or Alliance, then check the Faction Only box too. From there, you can check and uncheck boxes at will. It really has so many options. And over on the left, be sure to explore the filters and unobtainables windows too, though a lot of those are grayed out in account mode. The interface and features sections have a bucket load of options, including accessibility options for colors, but you don't need to use these for the core function of the add-on. Once you have the filters set the way you want them for now, take a look at that main window we opened. Everything you're missing in the game is sorted into big, top-level categories like dungeons and raids or outdoor zones. If you expand these out, you'll find everything categorized nicely for you by expansion, zone, continent, making it easier to pick something to target. If you're aiming for housing decor from old content, I definitely recommend targeting dungeons and raids first, clearing out any achievements you haven't managed to collect yet. These were also the big moments of each expansion, so it makes sense that there'd be things like dragon heads tucked away here. Professions are another good one to keep an eye on, perhaps not all the achievements, but at least making sure you have each of the professions leveled up across your characters, save having to find another player to craft potential pieces for you. I'd also recommend typing /ATTRA into chat to open the Raid Assistant, a convenient little window for changing dungeon and raid difficulty, loot spec, resetting instances, and leaving groups. I use it literally every session. Now that you've got a list of things to hunt, go get 'em! Another multifaceted add-on I recommend is Altoholic. As the name suggests, this is definitely one for those of us with alt armies, but even if you only have a small handful of characters, it's still handy. Being able to sort and filter your toon list by class, level, rested XP, or eye level is great when you're looking for an alt capable of a particular task, and the ability to search all of them at once for an item you need is great. I make heavy use of the Grids tab, second from the end, when I'm trying to find which of my 65 toons is closest to Exalted with a non-Warbound reputation, or when I want to know which one will benefit the most from the piece of Warbound gear I just had drop. The alert when I log in when I have a character who has mail about to expire is incredibly helpful too, and there's a section under Mythic Plus Dungeons that'll tell you which characters still have a vault for you to check. Altoholic isn't going to point out a piece you're missing or help you get it, but when you have an army, managing it is half the battle, and the add-on provides you with a ton of useful info to help you do that. Can I Mog It is the next add-on on the list, and this one is super basic comparatively, but it saves me so much time. It adds this little marker to the icons of stuff in your bags to tell you whether or not you've collected it. It's incredible for when you're farming areas with a ton of zone or world drops. At a glance, you can see if there's anything you've looted that you can add to your collection, but it's also great if you're one of those people who can never empty their bags. Loot a new toy or pet and can't find it amongst all the junk? Now it has a little orange X on it, much easier to spot. There are a couple of customization options, like where on the icon the marker is displayed, but overall it's pretty simple, basically install and go. For me, the time saving comes when I'm emptying my bags after a farming session. I don't have to mouse over and read every tooltip, I can just vendor or disenchant the ones with orange X's, and I know I haven't missed out on a new mog by listing it on the auction house. If you have 101 projects on the go, or need to remember to make progress on your targets daily or weekly, or even just want to make note to check on something later, Executive Assistant is my go-to. It's essentially just a to-do list, but with a few little things that make it nice for WoW. Yes, you can absolutely use a website, a spreadsheet, your phone, or a pen and paper, but I really love having something in-game that I can reference personally. The add-on itself has a beautiful introduction under the Help and Information tab that you can read if you truly want to get the most out of it, but for me there are a few simple things I make use of. You can categorize your tasks however you like, but I like to keep mine sorted by character so I can see who I still need to log into today. You can set tasks to only appear in the list if you log into the toon they belong to, but I like having them all visible in everyone. Tasks can be set to reset automatically, daily, or weekly, no more clearing cells in a spreadsheet, and you can hide those tasks on specific days if you need to. Like if you prefer to hit up all those mount attempts on a Monday, you can hide them from Wednesday to Sunday. There have been a few in-game holiday-specific tasks that I've forgotten about year after year, so I set myself a calendar automatic task and put it out of my mind, then on the right day, bam, go do the thing. Eventually you'll have all the one and done collectibles finished, and that's where Executive Assistant comes in, to help you keep on track with the bigger projects. Next up is HandyNotes, one word, and all of its plugins. HandyNotes allows for making notes on your maps using Alt right-click or / commands, but the true power here is the plugins that other authors have made to work with it. You can find additional HandyNotes installs for almost every expansion, and these use the base add-on to load up a ton of notes in a big batch. These plugins will normally have all the rares, treasures, pet battles, skywriting glyphs, and more, and it'll dump them all onto your map ready for you to go and collect. They integrate with TomTom, another add-on we'll talk about in a minute, to send the coordinates to your navigation arrow, making it super easy to fly all over the place, opening boxes and smacking bad guys. The icons on your map will often also have extra information when you mouse over them, including what collectibles they can drop that you're still missing, and the best part, they'll automatically disappear from your map when you've got everything you need. With the amount of stuff in a new zone when we visit for the first time, it can often look cluttered and scary when you have HandyNotes installed, but cleaning up the map bit by bit feels pretty damn good as a completionist. I mentioned earlier that I believe there'll be chunks of Decor attached specifically to dungeon and raid achievements. Although a lot of these are just clear the raid sort of deals, some are more complex, asking players to complete special tasks before killing the boss, and this is where Instance Achievement Tracker comes in. Also known as IAT, the add-on will ask if you'd like to scan achievements whenever you zone into an instance, and if you let it, it'll tell you what achievements there are to earn in that instance, and who in your party needs each one. It also has instructions on how to complete them, but I'd recommend verifying the information, especially if you're not completely clear on what it's telling you to do. During the encounter, IAT will post updates on your progress towards the achievement, with a special sound effect and post to chat to let you know you can kill the boss, eliminating any potential confusion or early kills. Having IAT installed makes tracking these things a breeze, and the less fiddling around and questioning if you're done means more achievements earned, more mounts from your glory metas, and hopefully soon, more housing decor unlocked. If you tune into my streams for more than a minute or two, you'll likely hear the horns of RareScanner going off. The add-on alerts you to nearby rares or treasures working off the vignettes on your minimap, but also zone-wide system announcements that are posted in chat. This is obviously super helpful as you travel through a new zone when every single rare has something to offer you. Just swoop on it and take what you need, but you also have the option to turn off alerts for individual rares or treasures once you have everything you need from them, preventing some of the audio spam. I find it very helpful when I'm flying a route looking for treasures like the Brooker Exchequers too. The audible alerts mean I can tune out a little, watch some videos as I do laps, bringing my attention back when there's something to click. RareScanner isn't the only add-on with these features, mind you. I know a lot of folks also talk about Silver Dragon. RareScanner is just the one that I use. Rarity is an add-on many players have a love-hate relationship with. Its main feature is to track how many attempts you've made to get a specific mount, pet, or toy, but there's so much more to it than just that. The first question I often get about Rarity is if it can track attempts retroactively, kills made before you installed the add-on, and the answer is sometimes. For some tracking, it purely counts up every time it sees you loot the creature, and it can't track that from before. But many of the bigger ticket items, the mounts from end bosses for example, it relies on Blizzard's statistic tracking. If you press Shift-Y or open your achievements pane, then click the statistics tab at the bottom, under Dungeons and Raids you can see all the different stats the game tracks natively. If the boss that drops your thing has an associated statistic, Rarity can track it backwards. Beware though, some of these stats are broken. If you come across one that is, go tell Blizzard about it, we all need it fixed. Next, Rarity provides useful information for collectors hunting specific items, like the zone it can be found in, what rare or boss it drops from, what the drop chance is. It will also only count an attempt made on the right difficulty, giving you a second to check if you're doing it right. Making sure you're actually targeting the right enemies for your drops is super important, so Rarity giving us that prompt can save months of heartbreak. Last, a slightly more abstract concept of help, but Rarity helps me keep my head screwed on. When you're running a mount farm time and time again, it can start feeling hopeless, or or send you a little mad. That little percentage on the progress bar, there's some complicated maths behind it, but it boils down to, at this many attempts, this percentage of players have got the drop. When I've done what feels like a million runs, but the bar is only at 60%, knowing that 40% of players feel the same way, and have been or will be where I am, it helps ground me so I can keep pushing for my drop. The primary reason I love saved instances, one word, is tracking the hourly instance lockouts. Each account can enter 10 instances per hour per server before you'll start getting the "you have entered too many instances" error message. Instead of having to guess when you can start entering again, saved instances will keep track of each instance you enter, start a 1-hour timer for them, and pop a message in chat when you hit 9 or 10 so you can start planning to either swap servers or do something else for a bit. On top of that, mousing over the minimap icon will bring up a hugely customizable list of daily and weekly tasks, currencies, and other bits so you can track them across your alts. Opening up the settings, you'll see a ton of older expansion content is still available to be tracked too. If you're targeting pieces from a weekly task from a while back, but you've got an army to throw at it, saved instances will remember who's already done it, so you don't have to. Take the stuff you don't need off the list, add the stuff you do, and away you go. TomTom is such a useful add-on, it even outlived its namesake. It's probably the simplest add-on in this whole list, but one of the most impactful. It's a waypointing add-on with a little built-in navigation arrow that can be moved wherever you prefer around your screen. That's it. But almost every other add-on out there that has a way to tell you where something's located has either a key combo or a right-click option to send the waypoint directly to TomTom so you can nav there with ease. Even on Wowhead, you can copy coordinates or waypoints in a format to paste directly in-game to tell TomTom to plot them. And if you have a long list of coordinates, you can type /tt paste. That'll bring up a window so you can paste the batch, and TomTom will automatically select the one you're closest to for your nav arrow. I've been using it for close to 2 decades now, and you'll probably find most other veteran players have been too. WQAchievements is the perfect add-on for helping you keep track of those trickier collectibles that come from sporadic events, like world quests. The add-on adds a minimap button that you can mouse over for a list of every world quest or mission table mission that can grant your current character something new, like Mog, pets, achievement progress, or currency. Lately, it even shows me upgrades that are available and how many item level upgrade it is. It tracks a ton of different things natively, but you can also add specific things you're interested in. For example, I had it loaded up with a bunch of rank 3 recipes from Battle for Azeroth, so I could see when the right work orders came up without having to check Wowhead. I've also tracked polished pet charms in the past, to the point I now have too many of them, so I've turned that off again. It would be super cute if Midnight had world quests that gave you a piece of Decor the first time you did them, followed by whatever the expansion's global currency will be afterwards, and if they do, you'll be set to never miss a single one. This last one isn't technically an add-on, but I rely so heavily on data for Azeroth. This is a website that takes your whole collection, account-wide, scores it, and ranks you. It's a special blend of heaven and hell, collecting new things and watching your score grow, climbing the rankings, only to take a day off to script, record, and edit a YouTube video and watching your rank dip again. Genuinely though, because of all of the data, DFA is able to show you what percentage of accounts have different collectibles, information I use to choose what to hunt next. Theoretically, if more people have it, it should be easier to get, right? It can help you find things you didn't even know existed that you can snap up in a matter of minutes, and the competitive aspect of ladder climbing, I've had people tell me regularly that it reinvigorated the game for them. So if that sounds like something that might be up your alley, by all means, check it out. I'd strongly recommend logging into the site with your Battle.net account so it can pull all your characters' data through, get you the most accurate look at your collection before you start trying to use it to hunt for new things. Moving forward, Blizzard has expressed a desire to incorporate more of what add-ons do into the base user interface of the game. I'm very interested to see what they do in the collecting space with that, and what the housing UI looks like on launch. Until then, these are the add-ons I'll be using to help me collect every last thing Azeroth has to offer. I've got links to each of these add-ons on CurseForge down in the description, and while you're down there, I'd love to know what your favorite add-on is. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. You can find me live on Twitch 4 nights a week, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.